Huber.
Yo.
They have talked about it for a while, but I just found out about this a couple weeks ago, really, when they announced the release date. Silly Polly Beast. Kind of a hard to remember unconventional name, but you play as Polly.
Is Polly silly?
Well, there's a reason I think for that, because like anytime that you die, like it even says Silly Polly.
Oh, that's funny.
You know.
Yeah.
But so this is I don't know if it's exactly a solo dev, but it's like primarily like one guy's name on it, Andrei Chernyshov, published by Top Hat Studios. But I really am digging this game. It's obviously like not a super high budget or whatever, but it's like one of those games where it's like, oh, this is like a PS3 game in a good way. You know?
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of style in it. It's got a lot of heart. It's got really good pacing, I think. And you play as Polly. And basically what happens is she is running away from an orphanage. And you can imagine all the things that could go wrong in an orphanage, have gone wrong, all that kind of thing, right? And you get, as the game goes on, you get sort of flashbacks to specifically find out what happened there.
Or do you play those sections, or that's just like cutscene stuff?
You don't play the flashbacks.
Okay.
There are ways that like orphanage comes into it later. I won't get too much into.
Cool.
But anyway, so you're running from the orphanage. You come across some sketchy cops. She tries to flee, and then she falls. Like she was like going across a bridge, and she falls down this manhole, basically. And then she wakes up in the abyss.
Whoa!
And you've got all of this crazy like pink lighting, eyeballs everywhere, and then you come up on this like chained guy called just the Tormented. You don't even know who he is.
What?
And
the Tormented.
You make a deal with him, and it's like, if you can break the 3 locks on his cage, then, he can help you get home.
Yeah, make a deal with the Tormented.
Right.
And so intense.
So then you're out there exploring the abyss and trying to kill these demons to free the Tormented.
Yeah. Does it make it a pretty enticing to make that deal, or are you like, yo, is this a bad idea, Blood?
Oh, you're definitely in there like, this is probably a bad idea. right?
Yeah.
But you don't, what other choice do you have, right?
Yeah.
And so, and then you get out there and you start running into all of these other characters and trying to like, piece together what this place is. It's like, there are these rebels, and they kind of, get you to like help them, fight back, because there's this like essence or whatever called the fog that's encroaching in, and like if you like step towards the fog, you just see all these hands coming out to like try to grab you, and then there's enemies that I think are called like embers, and they're just kind of like, just kind of like the shape of a person, but like like you got the rebels that are blue, and then like the enemies that are red, but like different classes of enemies will have different masks. And so that's an interesting thing that they have in there, a mechanic, because when you kill a masked enemy for the first time, you get that mask.
Oh, okay.
And there's like a little kind of sort of like a checklist kind of area like in the back of the shop where it's like, if you have this many frog masks, you'll unlock this, and it could be like another skateboard design or like a little bit of lore or something like that. Fun. But you can't farm them. Like once you've gotten that mask, then the next time that enemy won't give you a mask to pick up. So it's like specifically like
seems streamlined. That's
getting
good.
as many enemies as you can in the game. In terms of gameplay, so it's interesting because it shifts perspectives quite a bit. So most of your combat arenas are played kind of top-down, twin-stick kind of style.
Love
right?
that.
So you've got enemies coming at you. You got to roll out of the way, come in there. You actually use an old skateboard that you found as your melee weapon.
So fun.
So you can whack, or you can hold and do like a little throw.
Yeah.
Doesn't go super far.
Can you ride it? Do tricks?
So that's the thing. You actually don't ride it for a good ways, and then you get to like this subway tunnel, and it's like, okay, now you can ride the skateboard.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because the skateboard sections are sort of procedurally generated, but it does feel good. Like it like you don't have to do anything super complicated. It's like you're just moving left and right, jumping and ducking.
That's important. If you put a skateboard in your game, make it feel good.
Yeah, but it feels good. It has good audio. And then like once you get like past like the first section, like in one of the skateboard zones, and like the music starts ramping up, and you start seeing equalizers on the wall and the lights flashing.
Fun.
So yeah, but if for whatever reason you don't like the skateboarding, because if you hit anything at all, then you got to start it over. You can bypass it, but it's like it kind of it's like a walk of shame kind of bypass. So it's like you're encouraged to like actually do the skateboarding thing, and it's fun. Might take you a couple of tries, but it's fun. But yeah, man, it's just like so you have the top down sections, but sometimes like you will get like sort of fixed camera areas where like you're a little bit more over the shoulder, or you'll get like some side scrolling areas, and like you're having to, now you're having to manage like this same kind of combat, but you can't just like circle around the guy. You got to go left or right.
Using the strengths of the camera perspective to, have maybe more frantic combat encounters with the isometric types, and then maybe more scary parts when you really get the camera in there.
Yeah, and then and again, in terms of like pacing, what's interesting is that like when you get not all the way to the end, but sort of like in one of the later chapters, they really change it up a lot because there aren't the normal enemies in there. You just kind of have like a couple of like more pursuer type of enemies, and it's more of like you're side scrolling, you're going through like different floors in this building, and it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. It's like, okay, this thing is locked, and you need acid to burn the plants away.
Oh.
There's like a workshop.
Plant 42.
You need to burn the plants away. Okay. I will spoil this just because it's A, intense, and B, it's a sign of what like this game can be like. So there are these doors where there's like intestinal growths covering them. You can't get through these doors because of the intestinal growths. Yeah. And then you get into this room, and there's this little demon in there that the growths are all coming out of, and he's just chomping. He's like he wants food. So what do you got to do to open this door? Well, you got to feed the demon. What can you feed the demon? Oh, well, here's the corpse of this pedophile.
Whoa!
So let's just cleave off some of the meat from this pedophile, feed it to the demon. The demon eats it, and then it gorges itself so much that the intestine explodes, and now you can go through the door.
Whoa, blood. Okay, so very intense subject matter.
Yeah.
If that wasn't clear.
There's another section where you kind of get into, again, you have like the rebels versus the fog, and you kind of get in, you're trying to help the rebels out to fight back, and you get into like these war zone situations, and stuff goes down, and there's like some intense things that you got to do in there as well. But it also doesn't feel intense. It's weird because it's like this is kind of a crazy moment. Yeah. But then like you get there and then afterwards like you're just chilling on the couch and stuff. It's like, oh, okay,
right. Okay.
There's like a little kind of like a shop that like kind of serves as like a teleporting area, which is interesting. So it's like you go into the shop, and then eventually there's a guy there that you can talk to, and like he can take you to the shop in any of these different levels, so you can like quickly go back to areas.
I love a shop.
And there are also like, it's funny because like one of the items you get is like actually like a coupon. So you got like 50% off a shop item, but like once you spend it, then you've spent it.
Gives me Persona vibes.
You do get some other weapons. There's a shotgun and like a kind of like a little semi-auto guy in there.
Do you upgrade those, or they just you get the gun and then it's?
You don't upgrade those. The only thing that you really upgrade, your health and stuff will upgrade just with the story. Yeah. After you beat bosses, you'll get stronger. Then you have, if you find them, you can find basically ammo expansions for your main gun.
Love that.
So you go, I think you start off with 6 bullets. I think I got up to 9. I don't know how many, if there's a 10th one hiding out there somewhere. But it's kind of cool because you find like this little bullet with a face on it. And it's like, hey, now you got another slot in your gun.
Yo, Roger Rabbit.
The main gun, your pistol, you just like burning, there's like burning barrels like you would see like outside, or whatever, where people try to keep warm. Like that's how you would like, if you get around one of those, then you can refill your pistol bullets. Sometimes also like when you defeat an enemy, your pistol bullets refill. what's interesting is those barrels, when combat starts, they go dark. So you can't use the barrels during combat.
Got it.
And then the rest of the drops are like completely random. So like sometimes when you kill an enemy, you might get ammo for your alternate weapon because you can only carry one of those at a time. It's the shotgun or the other guns.
Yeah.
So it's like you have your pistol and you have one alternate weapon. And you have to
Shotgun.
like swap them out at the shop. Yeah. So sometimes you'll get alternate ammo. Sometimes you'll get health items. And that's pretty much it in terms
Dude,
of
it
like
sounds
item drops and
awesome,
stuff. But yeah, there's just something like
Something special about it.
about the vibes, something about the way that like the design and the gameplay and the story support each other. Like it feels like you're an active participant in this story.
That's so important
you
with
know?
horror also, Blood.
Yeah.
Just, like, when you're dealing with really intense subject matter,
Yeah.
feeling like you're a part of it is really nice.
Yeah, and there was one point toward the end where like, I messed up and I thought, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to like reload and go to a checkpoint, and it was like, no, I had permanent consequences for that mistake,
Love
and it was just like a
that.
dumb mistake where like I wasn't like I rolled at the wrong time and I hit the wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy
You're like,
crap!
oops.
Like, and it was like one of these things where like I don't want to spoil it for people who are gonna play it, but it was like that was intense. Okay,
That's awesome.
And
too long to play in one night.
a little too long. Yeah, I'd say it's gonna be 6 to 8 hours.
Got it.
Probably for most people. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what else there is. But like I was saying, like even like before you get into the abyss, it's like you're dealing with some sketchy characters. It's like you're cutting through this apartment building. This drunk is like, "Hey, babe," like it's like catcalling you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh boy.
Just making me uncomfortable.
Oh, I forgot. There's also very limited, but there are these essentially grenades, but they're demon larvae, and so you can use it as a grenade. But sometimes you will also have an area where there's like a stump, and if you feed the larva to the stump, it will randomly just kill one enemy in the in the room.
Cool.
So
weird.
Sometimes like you can get lucky and it will, kill one of the stronger guys or whatever. And ones where like they're like really strong guys, you need 2 larvae to feed to the
Got
stump.
it. Okay.
But you don't get a whole lot of them. So and there's some other cool upgrades that I won't spoil that come kind of in the back half of the game, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting.
Game-changing stuff. That's fun.
Yeah, not like it's very like specific areas that you can use them. It's like you have to interact with a thing on the ground for it to work. But it's like, okay, didn't expect that in this game. You know? So
That's so fun.
So cool stuff. Definitely check it out. Silly Poly Beast.
Yeah.
I don't know what
October
it costs off the top of my head, but yeah, it's probably not too bad. So check it
Awesome.
out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a happy Halloween. And we are Easy Allies. Be sure to check out our other videos. Check out the full podcast this week for the other games they're talking about. And go to patreon.com/easyallies to support us and keep the coverage rolling. Thank you.